Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all keeping well on this. I've got a sunny day here today for a change. Both the doors open and trying to get rid of all the shavings, so I've got the fire on as well. Anyway, I will bring the guys in, and this afternoon we've got Mark, the gentleman wood turner, and we've got Scott, the blue light turner. So they're going to be keeping me up to date with what's going on in the chat. I'll just bring that YouTube chat up again. Which camera should I have? That one. Work. That look okay?
Yep.
Or should I do the overhead while I'm shaping it? Stick it on the overhead for the moment. Right. Okay. Let's move my keyboard out the way. Move the tailstock out the way. So what I've got a piece of ash, which is about 3 3/4 inch deep by just over 6 inches in diameter. So it's going to be a fairly simply shaped bowl, and then I'm probably going to put some pyro on and put some colour on as well. So I'll get on and do some turning, and the guys can let me know what's happening in the chat.
I'll read the names out.
I'll read the names up. Get myself back into it. First, of course, was Colin, Chris Dodds, Mark the Steak, who's out there in the chat, Joe Bartlett, Pete Twisted Trees, Robert Hodgepodge, Ian B, Patrick Hanley, Malcolm Douglas,
cheers,
Steve Ellis, Steve Ash, Terry from TJ Turning, Brian at Hartwood Turning, Ronnie, Robbo, g'day mate, and I think that's everyone for the minute. You got 25 in wine.
Excellent.
Paul Hutton's just come in, and Tommy's Workshop have just joined. Hi everyone.
Should have sharpened this gouge beforehand. I apologise for that.
Woodworm Paul's just joined. Hi, Woodworm Paul.
Oh, that's better. It cuts.
Jay Cabins just joined. Steve Hawley.
Good afternoon.
Lots of new names I don't recognise.
Just a wee bit of a flat still, so just one more cut, I think, and then we'll start shaping.
Rider Spin and Search the Wood by Keith. John Scarborough's got a question. He says, what are you making today, Wayne?
Right, I'm just making a fairly simple small bowl out of this nice piece of ash, which I am going to put some pyro on and probably colour as well. The ash is a bit dark, so I'm not too sure on how good the colour will take. If it doesn't take that well, I'll just turn it off and we'll just have a plain bowl.
John Hayes has joined from Windsor, Ontario.
And we've
good afternoon.
Hiya, Wivey.
They're all coming in thick and fast.
Now, I'll have to be careful here because I have got a crack running through the bottom of this. Just have a look and see how that crack's doing. Yeah, it's still there. It's just sitting there, but it should get turned out.
That's quite a dry piece, Wayne.
Oh yeah, it's very dry. Very dry.
David Vaughan just joined. Hi, David. Just so people know, the link at the top of the chat is for Let's Take Grass live this evening at 7:45, and in the description of the video is a link to Jappy's got a premiere tonight at 8:45 our time, 9:45 South African time. So if you can pop along and have a look at that. And you've also got the link for Wayne's Buy Me a Coffee in the description as well. Buy me a wine, yeah.
And don't forget, guys, there's 35 in, only 8 thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up. It shows YouTube that you really enjoy what Wayne's doing, and will alert you to more wood turning videos.
I'm going to put a 10 in on this just for a change.
David Nichols just joined.
Good afternoon.
Hello, David.
Benjamin.
Excuse me.
Is your chat really small, Mark?
No, I've got it up on the laptop.
Mine's really tiny. Struggling to see it. Terry's saying it's a bit dodgy for tonight with the match on.
What match?
England playing Scotland.
That's not a match.
I thought the Celts were coming back out.
Yeah, it's not really a fair matchup.
That'll do. I'll just bring the tailstock up and mark the centre so I can take the tenon off after.
Benjamin says, is there some soccer ball on tonight then?
Sounds like it, Ben.
Woodram Paul is asking, question, can anyone advise me where on the best 5-gallon pressure pot to buy?
House of Resin.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I'll find the link.
And John Hayes is asking, how do you decide whether or not if a piece is worth turning or salvageable?
Personal choice.
And David Heath's joined. And Eric has joined as well.
Going back to that question about whether a piece is salvageable or not, I wasn't being facetious there when I said personal choice, because there are probably certain bits of wood that I would say is salvageable that other turners wouldn't go anywhere near.
Mal Valley's just come in.
There's a link, Paul, for a pressure pot from House of Resin.
Doug Miller's in.
Now, as you noticed, I was cutting in what people reckon is the wrong direction for cutting bowls. But with a sharp tool, even though you are cutting sort of against the grain, you should still be able to get a decent cut.
John Braden's in. Braden.
Hey, John. Wayne, what's your thinking on this piece then, with regards to deciding between a mortise and a tenon? Then,
Right, what I want to have with this piece. Hang on, wait till I finish this cut. I'm just wanting to have a nice clean bottom on this, and a fairly small foot, if you like, or a fairly small base on this. If I used the mortise from my sea jaws, they're about 70mm, and that for this particular piece, I think it'd be too big. Now I could use my O'Donnell jaws, that would give a smaller mortise, or I could use my record power chuck, which would give a smaller mortise. But I thought, no, the last couple of times I've been on, or I can't remember if it was last week or not, I used a tenon on, the two coin bowls that I did tenons on them, and just finished the bottom off, and they actually look not that bad, so I thought I'd do the same again.
Amy's joined us.
Good afternoon. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a series of horizontal lines. Should I sand it first? Oh, I'll do this first. I'm going to put a series of horizontal lines, which I'm going to burn. Just need to move the tool rest out a little bit.
excuse me.
Is that just a point tool, Wayne?
Yeah. I could. I'm using the carbide one. I was going to say that I'll show you my diamond point one, but I'll not be able to put my hand on it.
John Scarborough's got a question. He says, are there any recommendations for a dust collector that can also be used as a vacuum cleaner to clean up the workshop, please?
I've got, let's see, I've got a Lumberjack BDE 1100, which you can put attachments on. In fact, no, you can't, because that's a 4-inch inlet. I've got a Karcher wet and dry vacuum, which you can attach to a dust collection system.
You can actually get the 4-inch floor hoovering attachments from Turner's Retreat as well, can't you?
You can, yes.
And Letalio's joined.
Hi, Lionel.
Good afternoon, Lionel.
Yeah, mine, because I've got the cam back now, mine's all in 63mm, but it's going to get changed up to 4-inch.
Yeah. I mean,
so
I have got this this diamond point tool that I could use as well. Does a similar type of thing to the carbide, except it gives a finer point.
You're taking some stick. Archbotcher says, Wayne has a dust collector? And Pete says, look at Wayne's floor. How would he be able to answer that question?
Hey, I'll have you know, I've got hundreds of dust collectors. They usually sit on sideboards or shelves and things like that and just collect dust. Right, so I'll burn some lines into this now.
Yeah, but them shavings are on the floor to keep Wayne's feet soft. So we don't have to have one of them anti-fatigue mats, isn't it?
Cushion.
That's what it is.
Yeah, see?
Peter Corcoran's just joined. Hi, Peter.
John Hayes is saying, when choosing wood for turning, is there no magic number for moisture content? Since people turn dry wood.
Okay. If people are turning wet wood, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do an initial turn to get the wall thickness down to around about the 1/10 of a diameter, and then cover it in shavings, put it into a paper bag or a cardboard box, then let it dry. Or you can turn it super thin and just let it dry. Just let it do what it wants. Moisture content. The thing is, when talking about moisture content, it really all depends on your humidity within your house as well. Because it doesn't matter if wood is kiln dried, once you get it into the house, it's still going to move. depending on the humidity in the house.
Lewis,
Turn the
they
speed
say-
down a bit.
Don't they say anything under 10% is considered dry?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe. Joe Senior's in.
and Joe's in. Good afternoon, Joe. Mark, you got the chat for a minute. I've got to fill up my coffee cup.
Yeah. Ian B's asking, all hail the Wood Jedi, is there a preferable wire to use for line burning into the wood?
Right. I use the wire that I use is garden wire. This is it's not a single strand wire, this one. People use guitar wires.
Guitar strings,
Various
they're good.
guitar strings, various thicknesses of guitar strings.
I use florist wire.
Yeah, the best place I've found for getting guitar strings, because my wife uses a lot of guitar strings in the jewellery she does, is from a music shop that sells guitars and guitar strings. Because when they get guitars in for servicing, maybe restringing, things like this, they usually take the old ones off and they just bin them. Jane got a whole box load, a huge box load, around about 1,000 guitar strings. She got given to her. You've got to clean them because guitar strings do get dirty. You've got to clean them, and always remember, if you're going to do anything like that using the wires, put handles on. Do not hold on to the wire itself.
Yeah.
Right, so that first standing was
money. Easy would do a really good set.
Yeah, Easy would do a set, but I mean, why?
They're ridiculous money, aren't they? I think I bought a pack of florist wire that cost me $1.99 on eBay or something like that.
And if you want guitar strings and you're feeling flush, buy a new set. They're only £3 or £4 on eBay for a brand new set. Well, Valley says he's thinking of doing an SK for dust collection, as opposed to doing the other SK which he did yesterday. Oh. We all know what that means. Either he went through the bottom or he dropped it.
Amy's saying, or you can find your local mobster and get a garrote off him.
Yeah.
And Hodgepodge wants to know, Wayne, is your smock getting its... I can't even say that word. Quinquennial washing.
That's once every 5 years.
Oh, right.
No, it's too warm to have the smock on.
Rob CP again. Hi, Rob.
I've been on late this week. I come in here yesterday morning before I went to work to have a cigarette and just potter around for 10 minutes. I opened the shed door and the workshop had been cleaned. And the smocks had disappeared. They're all dried and ironed. Someone had hoovered up and tidied up. Apparently the missus got bored.
Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my tool rest for my, I'll use this one, fairly short stainless steel one, because there's not as much chipping in the top of this.
John Ace has got a question. He said, Wayne, is it possible to buy old bowls and return them?
Yes. I did that. Last year we had a meet-up at Dale's place, and I took about a dozen either half-done bowls or stuff that I wasn't happy with. I took about a dozen down there for people to take away and redo. In fact, Scott did do one on one of his lives.
I did. And I've got the other one that I need to do once I get the new lathe. Because it won't fit on this one. Or I'll take it down the workshop at the museum and do it.
Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to randomly draw some.
Chris Dodds is asking, what does she want, Scott? She wants a new kitchen floor lathe. That's what she wants.
I'm just very lightly marking these, just so I know where I'm going to pyro. People
Are you going
say,
to do it like that basket weave effect, Wayne? Or
no, I'm not doing a basket weave. It would take far too long on a live to do a basket weave.
and Hodge is saying he might look into this hacksaw blade line burning.
Yeah, if you turn a hacksaw blade over and use the back edge, that would probably work.
Well, you can use Formica as well. I've got some lying about here. You can use Formica as well. Now, that works really well. See, you've got the top of the bowl like this, and you want to put burn lines into the top of the bowl. Obviously, you can't use a wire on it, but if you use Formica or a lollipop stick, or the back of a hacksaw blade, things like this, all these types of things work.
So Robbo's saying the back of a hacksaw blade will burn a line, but it tends to cut into the timber.
Patrick Hanley says, can you use oils after using Yorkshire grit, or do you
Yes.
sand it off?
Yes, you can use oils after using Yorkshire grit. You can actually paint and stain wood after using Yorkshire grit. But you've got to remember, if you are going to stain or paint after using Yorkshire grit, you have to clean off the residue of the Yorkshire grit with methylated spirits or denatured alcohol. But you can put over the top of Yorkshire grit, you can basically put any finish. If you leave it for 24 hours, you can lacquer over the top of Yorkshire grit.
And of course, if you do use oil, you have to wait 3 days, and then you can lacquer over the top of that. Isn't that right, Robbo?
So there's talk about handles and burning wires. People saying you can put a wire in a hacksaw blade frame.
Yeah, I've seen
Yes.
people. Yeah, I've seen people do that. That's a good idea, actually.
And John Hayes is asking, are your lines straight in or an angle?
I'm hoping what? No, oh, right, I see what you mean. Right, now, with the carbide tool, I was going in at 90 degrees. Okay, so I wasn't going in like that, so it was going in an angle. I was going straight in, so the cut was at 90 degrees. It still leaves a lip. It still leaves a bit of a lip for the wire to go into. Right. See how steady my hand is.
Dr. Bob and Radar have joined us.
Hi, Bob.
He's saying, greetings from a wet and raining Detroit, Michigan. Welcome to a wet and UK.
It's not wet up here. Just saying.
Benjamin says that Steve from SK gave him a bunch of his old bowls to return. He's not sure how to mount them, though. So there's a hole in where the mortise or tenon should be. Boom, boom.
That's terrible. I'm going to tell him you said that when I see him tonight.
So there's 66 in and only 21 thumbs up. Guys, please smash that thumbs up. Show Wayne some love. And if you really want to show him some love, in the description is a link to his Buy Me a Coffee. Buy the man a glass of wine. And then I can have the bottle.
Oh, Scott, how many bottles are you wanting?
Only one, mate.
All right, because I haven't been down the bottle bank for a while. The only thing we're doing pyro is that you've got to have a steady hand, and you're better off doing it on something that is quite close grained. Ash is pretty open grained, and if you're not careful, you'll get what I'm doing here, which is lumps and bumps once it goes into the open grain.
What pyro machine's that one?
Hang on, I'll just tell you. This is the Peter Child one.
Have you put a different pen on it?
No, this is the one it came with.
Somebody said it does look. It looks like it looks purple on the screen.
What does?
The
The
tip.
tip of the pirate pen.
Oh right. Oh, that's just probably the color settings. It's bright orange at the moment. I've probably got it too hot.
Scott Collins asking, are you still collecting milk bottle tops?
I've got loads of green ones, but if you've got blue or orange or any other colours, then yes, please.
Copper Al Woodturn is asking, does your pirate machine have a name?
Bernie.
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 In fact,
But then
I
what's
am
your
going to turn
blowtorch?
that down.
What's your blowtorch called then? Is that Scorchy?
Flamey.
I probably would have been better taking this off the lathe and putting it into my carving jig. It might have worked a bit better then.
Yeah, I've got a question. Since you've got Drilly, Spinny,
Back in a sec.
Drilly,
Yeah,
Brushy,
yeah.
are we going to have to start calling you Wayne?
No.
Have you not got a rough edge then?
No.
Alison's in.
Good afternoon, Alison. How are you?
I don't know whether that's Alison or whether that's Andy on Alison's account. Pete's got a question. He says, does anyone know of a tree called Ruse?
How's it spelled?
He's spelling it R-U-S-E, but he's not sure to spell him.
I've got to say, I can't. I've never heard of it, Pete.
And the wood dude's in.
Hey, Stephen.
Sorry about that. Somebody ringing my doorbell. Don't they know Wayne's on?
Outrageous.
That's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
You need a little sign for your door that says, do not disturb, Wayne's on.
Yeah.
Amy's saying it looks like an igloo.
There we are. Turn that off.
Wood dude's in. Hi, Stephen.
Good.
Apparently it's Japanese, Wayne.
All right, okay. Have you looked on the wood database? Mind you, Di, last night mentioned a wood. He turned a nice wee box out of, I forget the name of the wood now, but it was a threaded lid box. And I had to look that up, and it wasn't actually on the wood database. I'm looking for something. Any idea what I'm looking for?
It's behind you. Jennifer's joined, and John Hayes says, does the heat open up the lines more?
What was that? I missed that, Scott.
Does the heat open up the lines more?
Yeah, what tends to happen with an open-grained wood, the pyro, it actually glides over the old growth wood, which is the really hard wood, and then it digs in to the fast growth, which is the softer wood. Now, I'm just wanting to clean that up a bit. I'm just using a bit of 600 grit just to get that cleaned up.
That wood that Di turned was Terminilla.
Yeah, Terminilla. I did have to look it up. There's quite a lot of different species of Terminilla. Right, and I'll give this a clean off with some methylated spirits before we try some colouring. You know, I turned that oak bowl on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Well, I went away and forgot to clean the lathe bed off. That rusted
Oops.
overnight.
Colin's saying Wayne is definitely the Wood Jedi. He's using a lightsaber pyro pen to burn with. Oh, Colin, if only you could have seen the back of the ambulance last night, you would have been wetting yourself laughing. I had a 6-year-old that was absolutely freaked out with a nebulizer mask. So we got our pen torches. I put one on and we were trying to see who was the best Darth Vader with our lightsabers. I got funny looks when I walked in the hospital as well, but it worked.
All right then.
Lewis has said, Klondike Crossman has said, Mike Walt's available if you need any advice on colouring, Wayne.
Oh, is he?
Because he's now an internationally renowned colourist.
Yeah, well, somebody send him a message, ask him to come in and give me some advice then. I was actually undecided on this, on whether to use wood stains, whether to use paint, or whether to use these sort of paint pens. I'm still undecided, to tell you the truth.
Hodge has come up with a really good idea, Wayne. He says,
Yeah.
when are we getting a T-shirt with the Y gang on? Where's Drilly, Brushy, Spinny and Bernie are all posing together?
Right. If anybody is wanting one of them, I'm sure Scott can design one.
Richard Freeland's just joined. Hi, Richard.
Let
Jennifer
me write down
Stroughton's in. Hi, Jennifer.
and I'll come up with one. I think I've still got the original Drilly image somewhere. I've got a question. What do people do with their old bandsaw blades?
Fold them up and take them to the scrap skip at the tip.
That's the problem. I can't fold mine up. I've been watching YouTube videos and still can't do it.
John Hayes is asking, did you pick the shape of this bowl by the shape of the ring patterns?
No, I didn't. I just it's a shape that I like. That's all it is. Now, what I would usually do, not what I'd usually do. What I should do with this to get it done properly is actually mask off the different areas and use an airbrush, because as you can see, doing it with a brush, it can come out a bit blotchy. I don't want to use a piece of paper towel because I'll probably end up going over the lines. You know how difficult it is to be random.
Oh, it's almost impossible, isn't it?
How are we doing on time?
34 minutes gone.
Right. This might go over the hour, guys. I'm not overly concerned, but I'm just letting you know it might.
That's extra time off your afternoon nap, Wayne.
Yeah, I know.
Wayne, just as a thought, because I know you'd probably tell me to do this, why don't you put your board on your bedways? Because I can see that bottle going off there in a minute.
Perhaps he wants coloured shavings.
I don't think everybody wants to hear the colourful language that would happen if he
Cheers,
did.
Robbo.
There you go.
All right. Which one next?
Middle. Yeah, you know you should have had earworming for this one. She's got old Michael Barrymore in. Do you want the top, the middle, or the bottom?
Blimey, that's going back a few years.
Oh, went over the line there.
Terry Bartlett says Mike Walt could mask it off for you with masking tape.
He
Probably
could,
couldn't.
yes.
Oh, he probably couldn't.
Mind you, after covering his mouth with the masking tape, he probably hasn't got enough left.
Have you seen that man use masking tape?
It's okay, Scott. I said that to him in a comment.
All right.
In fact, what was the comment? I think I said something like he's used all the masking tape on his mouth. That's why he's writing.
Oh, Robbo, you're a genius.
Why? What's he done?
Well, I said I couldn't fold up my bandsaw blades. You went, they snap easy with a pair of flies if you bend them over.
To do what? Sorry.
They snap if you bend it over and then squeeze it in a pair of pliers.
The snap, yeah. Either that or the kink, and you can fold them up so they just lie flat.
Chris Dodds is saying, Wayne, the Mondrian of the North. Just saying.
Right. Yeah, I think.
Is that flame or Rip? That's flame, isn't it?
It's flame, yeah.
So if you use a green and a white, that could be an Irish bowl.
The thing is that the white wouldn't work properly on something like this.
I struggled to get the white to work. It more makes colours pastel, doesn't it, rather than...
Yeah, I don't like using the white, to be honest.
I would recommend anybody, if you have got intrinsic colours and you're going to use the white, and you're going to use the white in an airbrush, make sure you clean the airbrush straight after. Don't leave it for any length of time at all.
Dries up and clogs, doesn't it?
Well, with the white, it's the only one of the intrinsics that I've found where the colour and the water actually separates. The pigment in the water, I should say, they actually separate. And I can show you what I mean in a minute. As soon as I finish this square, I'll show you what I mean. And guess who should have put gloves on? Right, where is it? Right, I'll be very gentle with this. Just, right, you can see just in between the label there, right? This white at the bottom here, all the sediment at the bottom, that's all the pigment. All the rest of the liquid that you can see is basically water. So it separates a hell of a lot and it needs a bloody good mix before you can use it.
Steve Ellis has said the white is a particulate suspension. The others are a solution.
There you go. Thank you for that. So how are you enjoying it so far?
Great.
Like watching flaming paint drying it. So, oh, I've gone over the line again. You stupid person. Well, that bit won't get photographed.
I'm so glad I come in.
Lewis says white always seems different. The Illumilite dye is different than all the other colours as well. For white,
The chestnut spirit stones are the same.
Lawrence Bagage has joined. Hi, Lawrence.
Hi, Lawrence. Now, I'll not be colouring all of these squares. I'm just going to be doing some of them. Some of them are obviously going to be left as plain mud. Or I might plug the pyro in again and do a bit more with the pyro.
Very Rennie McIntosh.
I wish I could remember the name of the turner that I actually saw doing this at my wood turning club, because obviously I would give him credit for that. It was a couple of years ago and I just can't remember his name. Right, wait, two together there.
Sidley61 has joined. Hi, Sidley.
Well, this is the ruby.
Benjamin's asking, have you done anything similar with perhaps smaller squares and carved a few out?
No, I haven't. Sounds like a good plan, though.
Colin Izzard's just joined as well.
Hey, Colin.
Hi, Colin. Roger Mills has joined as well. $66 watching.
Excellent.
John Ace is asking, if you do go over the lines, can you clean it off with alcohol?
Probably not. It would probably just make it run even further, to tell you the truth.
But you could have a drink of alcohol and stand there and look at it.
I could. I certainly don't want it. Let's go for it. Let me know if you think this is taking too long, guys.
Oh, it's fine. I think of it. Brian's saying, I bet you're glad of all those colouring books as a child now.
Jane's still buying us them, Brian.
You know where you're struggling now, Wayne? You ain't got the numbers on, mate, for your painting by numbers.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, see?
I tell you, Brian, whenever Jane goes into the range, she always comes home with some paint and stuff, and it's usually from the kids section.
Douglas Mungham's joined. Hi, Douglas.
Hi, Douglas.
Ben says the benefits with kids paint is it's edible.
Why would you want to eat paint?
This is Benjamin we're talking about. Do we need to say any more?
Not really,
Nah.
no.
No.
No, not when Ben's about. Right, I'm going to get the pyro out again. What's the time? What time we're doing?
46.
47.
Right, okay. This is going to go over the hour, I'm afraid, but not to worry.
Terry's having a drop out. He's off down to the beach.
Nice one, Terry. Enjoy yourself. Why is it that I have screwdrivers lying about all over the place, but when I want to put my hand on one, I can't flim and find it? Oh, forget it. I'll just do the...
Eric's off to go and work on his scary project. Eric, be careful, because you've shown me pictures of that piece. And you are a brave, brave man. It's got a huge bowl blank, and I would say it's probably 65% holes and 35% wood.
Oh, nice. I like things like that. Not far too hot.
Paul Bolton's asked me a question. I don't understand the question, Paul. Do you want to rephrase it? Ruby Claire's just joined. Hi, Ruby.
Hiya, Ruby.
Hiya, Ruby.
What I was going to do was just change the tip on this, but it's doing not that bad.
All right, Paul. Yes, I believe it is. As far as I know, the link, if you go to the link for that, that's in that particular video description, I believe you can still donate to the Just Giving page, yeah. I haven't closed it. Scott, you've done Just Giving pages. Do you have to, if you don't do anything with them, they still stay open, don't they?
They do for a certain amount of time, yeah. I mean, it's normally about a year.
Oh, okay, cool. Should still be open then. 10 minutes to the hour, Wayne.
Grand. Okay, that'll do for that. Turn that off again. Just give this a bit of a dry off before I stick any sand and sealer on.
John, it's a piece of ash. Brian's having a go. He's got to go cut the grass.
Okay, Brian.
Says, nice project, Wayne.
Cheers, mate.
Cam, then.
So what was that, Scott?
I said
Tractor
that'll
cam.
be Brian doing tractor cam.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to work out who to cut next, Bowie, Lennon, or Prince.
Oh, Lennon, I'd say. Bit of a forgotten musical hero, a bit, didn't he, recently?
Yeah, they're all going to get cut. It's which one to do next because I've nearly finished Laurel and Hardy.
Right. I'm just going to use a little bit of grit on this.
Lewis has a bit of a question.
Yeah.
He's doing a memorial piece from a bowling ball on the weekend. Opinions on cutting it across. Bandsaw in a jig or parting tool between sphere centers. And he would be talking about a 10-pin bowling ball.
Right. The thing with the parting tool is because bowling balls are quite big, you're probably going to get a lot of vibration and chatter when you get towards the center of the bowling ball. I believe they are filled with resin though. I think my preference would be to build a jig and do it
Yeah.
on the bandsaw.
I think it'd be safer.
Robbo said bandsaw. Pete's going with bandsaw.
Well, that's Yorkshire grit on top of colouring, so you know that can be done, as I've shown before. Just want to clean out some of these areas. That's not the brush I was looking for, but it'll have to do. And I'll just finish that off with some Hampshire Sheen microcrystalline wax. I'll probably just have to clean out those areas again once I've done this.
Ruby used Hampshire Sheen Intrinsics for the colouring.
There we go. I'm quite happy with the finish on that. How do you think it's looking, guys?
That looks cool.
That was really good. JP Woodwork's in. Hi, JP.
Hi, Jamie.
All right, mate.
Jamie's here.
Buster Keaton. Who's Buster Keaton?
He's a silent movie comedian.
All right.
Did all his own stunts.
Kind of like Charlie Chaplin,
All right.
But better.
but yeah, funnier.
So got the top cleaned off.
Do you want to change camera?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's all right. Jamie says, let me go and get on the computer if you want me to jump on for the last 23 seconds of Halloween.
Do you want me to send him the link, Wayne?
Yeah, if you send him the link, please.
Christopher Bailey Woodworks has joined.
Dave Cabin said he's done his week. Tomorrow some boating and relaxing. Finland at 30 degrees. Some cold beer might be needed.
Sounds good. Paul Finley's having a go. See you later, Paul.
See you, Paul. Thanks for coming in.
Some luxury figuring in that bit of ash, mate.
I've been very lucky with the ash I've been getting just recently.
Is that all locally grown stuff you can get 'em?
All the what? Sorry, Scott.
Is that all locally grown?
Oh yes.
Wayne always has good ash. Well, I'd say it before Hodgepodge did.
Move me gouge out, make it a bit longer. It was hitting on the tool rest there. Or I should say the handle was hitting on the tool rest.
Terry Hooper's just joined. Hi, Terry.
Hiya, Terry.
Grand. I'll quickly sand and finish this.
4.5 minutes to hollow out a bowl.
Yeah, it's not the big bull.
I know, but you're still ridiculous.
Oh, there he is. How are you doing?
Told you it'd only take a few seconds, didn't I?
Yeah. You weren't far wrong. How you doing, Jamie?
Yeah, not bad. Finally woke up. Not been sleeping very well because of this heat. Apart from that, spiffing.
Put a fan at the end of the bed, Jamie.
Yeah, I could do.
That's why I didn't send you a link, Jamie. I thought you'd still be asleep.
Yeah.
It's usually a Thursday at 7:30 he goes to sleep.
Yeah, Thursday at 7:30. Yeah.
I'm just using Yorkshire grit again. Why does that always bleach out when I'm doing that? That way.
Comment there for you, Jamie, from Robbo.
From Robbo. That's how quick it is using real tools. I bet you I could go a lot faster.
I've seen Jamie turn the insides of bowls, and to tell you the truth, I'd probably agree with Jamie. Finish wouldn't be as good, mind.
Yeah, but then I'll just borrow a drilly. Or fake drilly. One of the two.
Fake drilly. Drilly clone.
There ain't no drilly like a real drilly. Now, what was that song? There ain't no something like a real. What is it? There ain't no. Oh, what is that? It's an old advert.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? There ain't
Yeah.
no. There ain't no right like a what is it? Not Amorite
fit.
or anything like that.
Quick fit.
Yeah, that's it. Quick fit.
There ain't no fitter than a quick fit fitter.
That's
We're
it.
the ones we trust.
Yeah. There ain't no price like a quick fit price either.
Benjamin says there ain't no party like an S Club party.
Jesus.
He's got it wrong though. It's a Y Club party.
Right, should I finish the bottom off? What time is it?
Yeah, finish it off. I've only just got here.
It's only 106.
Yeah.
206.
I don't think you've done that in a video yet. So when you turn it into a video, plus it's more editing for you, and I haven't got to do it anymore, so I don't care.
Cheers, Jamie. You're all hot. I've often said that.
This is obviously an Australian advert. Robbo says, you can hand a man a grander spanner than a sitchrome. Right. So only the Aussies will get that, Robbo.
I was actually watching an Australian TV show the other day.
What were you watching, Neighbours?
No,
Mr.
Prison
Salt Block
Break.
H.
Home and away.
Mark got the joke.
Yeah.
I don't know how he gets away with some of the things he says, you know.
Jamie is obviously not expecting to be invited to Australia anytime soon.
I will be. My sister's moving there. I just won't be going anywhere near Robbo.
Oh, can you imagine you two in the same workshop?
I'd love it. I would genuinely love me and Robbo in the same place at the same time.
You standing in the corner throwing pen blanks at him.
Yeah.
The question is though, Jamie, are you brave enough to put a hammer through the bottom of one of Robbo's bowls?
Oh yeah, I'll take a 4-inch ball peen hammer down to one of Robbo's things. The good thing about Robbo's lathe is I could stand in one room at one end of the lathe, and he can stand in the other room in the other end of his lathe.
Yeah, 40 feet away.
I actually needed some motivation to get out of here. I've got some Roof Niles bottle stoppers I want to do some turning with.
Nice.
Then I ain't
That's
seen
the
some
bunch.
Roof Niles bottle stoppers, mate. They're fantastic.
They're the ones you showed the other day, weren't they?
Yeah. I don't normally plug bottle stopper things and things like that, but go to nilesbottlestoppers.com. They're fantastic. They are. They do it. I've kind of fallen in love with the bottle opener that she does. Really, really nice, and it's got like a flat surface on it as well, so you can stand it up. Anyway, I digress.
Really?
Looking really nice, Wayne.
Hey?
I said it's looking really nice, mate.
Thank you.
There's the link.
Cheers, Mark.
Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of Jason Rockhold. He's a turner from the States who had quite a bad accident and had one of his arms amputated, but he still turns.
All right.
And he was doing this the other day one-handed. He was just showing the photographs. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel. He was just showing the photographs. But he was doing the jam chuck and this cut one-handed the other day. So no way to get to the off switch, Mark.
Yeah. God, that's brave.
I didn't realise. I didn't realise the other day. I found it whilst I was editing. I actually started turning one-handed. I must have got an itch on my chin or something like that. And I was like, well, that's going to go down well with the people in the that watch the video.
Safety police.
Yeah, the old safety police.
Right then. There we go. Change camera. Have a sit down. And there it is, guys.
Nice.
Very
Well,
nice.
probably
Mate. I
needs
really like that.
needs a bit of a touch up on the pyro just there, but I can get that sorted. So that's intrinsic colours, honey, flame, and ruby.
How did you
And-
do the pyro around the sides? Was it just? I'm not talking about around the bowl. I'm talking about the other direction, the wire burn.
The wire burning one.
Yeah, so you got a wire burn, and then you got the opposite direction.
The opposite direction. I just drew pencil lines and then used my pyro machine.
Okay, I get you.
So yeah,
that's really
I'm
nice,
quite
mate.
happy with that. Fairly abstract. Like I say, whenever you try to do something that's abstract and random, you end up doing a pattern. So I've tried not to do a pattern on this. I have left some of the wood bare.
Yeah.
Something a wee bit different for a Friday. Yes, it's a bowl. Yes, I've used colour, but I've used it in a different way.
Definitely.
Nice project.
Grand. Right then, guys. Okay, that's nearly.
I didn't realise there's a new feature on your live chats.
Is there?
Yeah, let me see if I can just quickly do something just to see if we can. Let's quickly do best saying. Best saying. You jerking, man. Or mint. Ask your question. See if it comes up. It's loading.
Realistically,
Yeah,
Realistically.
realistically, that's another one.
It's a poll option that come up.
All right.
So you can ask the community a poll.
That doesn't come up on mine yet.
It's come up on mine. Maybe it's come up because I'm one of your channel manager.
It could well be.
Might be. Can't see anything here.
I can't see it in the chat though.
Might be a subscriber thing. It's still loading on mine, so maybe you can just go on and end it, mate. I don't know.
So you're a manager. I ain't even got a spanner. I'm a noob.
Shame,
I know.
that's a shame.
Wayne, read the t-shirt, mate.
I nearly put me.
It'll probably come up on my community tab now.
Yeah, it probably will. I nearly put me W anchor t-shirt on the day. That gets some comments when I'm out wandering about.
My missus hates this t-shirt.
Oh
Hi,
God,
Martin.
Right then, right. I'm gonna hit the button and end it there. Thanks everybody for coming along. Nice little project for people to try.
Yep.
I wish I could remember the name of the turner who I first saw it from, but I can't. So I can't give him the credit. So I'm going to hit the button and remember Steve SK is on tonight live. I think he's turning a police truncheon. Yappy from South Africa has got a premiere at 9:45 his time tonight. That's 8:45 UK time. The link for the bottle stoppers is in the chat. There's also a link to the buy me a coffee page, and I have just hit the button